Good evening, it's time for the news right here on Times Television, TTV, and this evening you're with me, Ronald Mpaso. First, the headlines. Parliament agrees to reconvene for the mid-year budget review meeting on Monday. Vice President Saulos Chilima highlights Malawi's ambition to graduate to a medium-developed country. And state brings co-logs to court in the case in which Norman Chisale is being accused of attempted murder. We have these and other stories. Stay with us. In our first story, the Business Committee of Parliament has today agreed to proceed with its scheduled plan to reconvene for the mid-year budget review meeting on Monday. This will be done with COVID-19 preventive measures in place. Chief Public Relations Officer Ian Mwenye says the August House will meet for 5 weeks until March 26. Audrey Kapalamula has a report.
According to Mwenye, when Parliament meets, other MPs will be able to participate physically, while others will follow the proceedings virtually. He said the leadership of political parties in the chamber will have the responsibility of allocating their members to the two sides, depending on the business of the day. Mwenye allayed fears that using virtual meeting will lead to high rate of absenteeism, stressing that all MPs will be operating from Lilongwe. Apart from the budget review to be presented on 26th February 2021, Leader of the House Richard Chimwendo said the House will also deliberate on 3 bills. The meeting was earlier postponed on 8 February 2021 due to escalating cases of COVID-19. In the 2020 to 2021 national budget, Parliament approved a sum of 2.2 trillion kwacha.
Vice President Saulos Chilima says all the Malawi government wants is to graduate from among least developed countries to a medium developed country. Chilima was speaking in Lilongwe during a virtual media briefing on the Africa Regional Review meeting ahead of the 5th United Nations Conference on Least Developed Countries. Malawi is virtually expected to host the conference from 22 to 26 February, that is next week. Chilima explains.
The new program is delayed a bit because of the same COVID pandemic, to the extent that it kicks off virtually in 2022 instead of 2021. And therefore, we will be sharing our story as well as our proposition for the future so that we can accelerate development as we aim to achieve, to become, actually to graduate from the bracket of least developed countries to become a lower mid-income country as soon as we possibly can. So we do have programs going forward, targeting 2030, targeting 2040, and eventually targeting 2063, according to the different initiatives that we put in place.
Chilima added that during the 5-day virtual conference, Malawi will showcase programs that have been impacting the youth so that other countries can borrow a leaf from the warm heart of Africa. The state says it is bringing to court co-logs for former presidential security aide Norman Chisale and one of their witnesses, Moses Banda, in an attempted murder case. State lawyer Pirirani Masanjala says the logs will prove their case that Chisale has been interfering with the witness and that his bail should be revoked. Jameson Chaluka has more in this report.
Masanjala says the call logs have already been submitted to the court and the defense so that they have a chance to look at them before they meet. He said they are convinced that Chisale has been talking to their witness, Moses Banda, and therefore he has to go back to prison until the case is finalized.
Some of these things, to be quite honest, we've had cases of these colloques that can be quite technical, so as laymen, we might not be in the position to explain properly. So to be quite fair and honest, we'll have to let the witness explain.
Defense lawyer Chance Gondwe said he was okay with the arrangement, saying the state must prove that Chisale has been in contact with Banda.
Yeah, they have to bring the call logs so that at least we interrogate what is on the call logs, so that the court should actually be satisfied as to whether there were interferences. So they should bring those call logs and we should examine them and see who was talking to who was talking to who, what was the nature of the discussion, if at all.
On the main application that the court should revoke Chisale's bail, Gondwe said the application does not hold. Chisale is being accused of attempting to murder a Chimankhunda-based woman in Blantyre, Sigere Amani. He is also facing charges of forgery, murder, and procurement of cement using former President Peter Mutharika's tax pin.
Blantyre Magistrates Court has started hearing a case in which a police officer is being accused of raping a 17-year-old polytechnic student while she was in custody. The rape survivor testified in court today, accusing the police officer, identified as Andrew Chagaga, of raping her twice in the late hours of December 12 and the early hours of December 13. Gary Samati with a report.
During the proceedings, the alleged rape survivor said the accused raped her after she had been arrested for being found walking late at night. The girl testified that she was on her way to a night of prayer event when she was arrested. She said she was released the next day with no charge. After parading two other witnesses, state lawyer Eunice Ndingo, who is leading the prosecution, said the state is happy with the progress of the case so far.
I can confirm that the state is happy. If you recall, in our last sitting, we requested for 3 consecutive days, and this was just the first day, with tomorrow and the day after tomorrow. But at the rate at which things are happening in court, I'm sure that come tomorrow or come the day after tomorrow, we'll be able to close our case as a state.
Present at the court were a number of representatives from different organizations who went to show moral support to the rape survivor. Child protection officer from one of the organizations, Mulelewaka Foundation, Tom Piri, said Malawi needs to have a system that protects girls from being victims of sexual violence at the hands of office bearers.
We joined this case because as Mulelewaka, our main motive is to look after young offenders. So we looked at her as a young offender when she was in the hands of the police. So then it changed that the police offended her.
Defense lawyer Ian Kumpita argued against the survivor's credibility during court proceedings. Magistrate Sogabanda has since adjourned hearing of the case to Thursday at 10 a.m.
Queen Elizabeth Central Hospital officials say they are pleased with a continued decrease in the number of COVID-19 patients being admitted to the facility. The hospital's deputy director, Kelvin Mponda, says as of now the facility has only 40 COVID-19 patients, which is less than before. Mponda made the remarks when Blantyre Water Board made a donation of oxygen cylinders and other items worth 6 million kwacha to the hospital. Mponda explains.
The situation now, I would say it's getting better. At the moment, we have just under 40 patients in our wards. This used to be double a couple of weeks ago. But also our daily admissions have reduced, so we are admitting around 3 to 5 a day, which is again much less than before, because this used to be double or even 3 times when we were at the peak of the wave. We think, we hope this continues. So the usage of various commodities like oxygen and sanitary materials like the soaps, but also drugs like insulin, is a daily activity at the hospital. Patients, when they come, they need oxygen, and they need to have areas or beddings which are clean, and then they need medicines. So that is for prevention and treatment, and that's what Blantyre Water Board has done. Soaps to make beddings clean and prevent transmission, but also the medicines to treat.
Board chairperson for Blantyre Water Board, George Nessa, said they felt compelled to make the donation as the hospital requires such support in the fight against the pandemic.
As you know, that COVID has affected everybody in Malawi, and our donation is in response to the appeal that was made by His Excellency the President, that we should help in the fight against the COVID, in the prevention and containment of COVID. So our donation is really in response to that. Well, everybody has been affected. For example, at Blantyre Waterboard, we have had 24 cases of people that have been affected by COVID. As a result, some of them have been on quarantine. Some of the exit managers were on quarantine as well. That has affected the performance of the organization. And if we can contain it, make sure that people are able to come to work, then it is beneficial to the order board.
Youth and Sports Minister Ulemu Msungama says he is impressed with the progress of construction works at Naminjiwa Technical College in Palombe under the Jobs for the Youth initiative. Government is expanding selected technical colleges to provide more opportunities to access vocational skills. Jameson Chauluka reports.
Jobs for Youth is an initiative in the Ministry of Youth which is aimed at increasing access of youth to vocational skills. Through the project, government is expanding Karongangala, Nkhotakota Mbandira, Naminjiwa in Palombe and Ineno technical colleges. Speaking when he inspected the works at Naminjiwa, Minister of Youth Ulemu Msungama said he was impressed with the progress so far, saying the project may be finished within the schedule.
Considering the fact that we have 4 sites, that's Kalongangara, Nkhotakota Mbandira, and Naminjiwa Palombe, and we also have Neno, which is my next destination. So far from where I'm coming from, I would say that Naminjiwa is far much better than the 2 sites that I've visited so far. So I was also asking the contractor because, we have a time frame for this project. So for sure, it seems they are still operating within the time.
Managing partner of Mangalasi contractors who are constructing the structures, Lomo Gumbo, said they will continue with the pace they are operating with.
At the moment, we can agree with the minister and assure him that the works here will continue at the same pace, and also we are hopeful that we should be able to recover much more time because according to our schedules, like for the superstructures, we're supposed to finish around the 25th of March, but we have managed to recover some time from when the works have started, and we are hopeful that somewhere around 5th March we should be able to finish the superstructure and we'll be.
Tons Alliance promised 1 million jobs within the first year of the administration.
You're watching the news on Times Television TTV. We now take a break. We'll be back shortly.